Well, good morning, friends. I welcome all of you again for the next series of discussions under the Economics for Everyone series lectures. Welcome. At the outset, let me wish all of you a very, very happy International Women's Day. Today, we are going to discuss a very important topic, a crucial topic as a part of the International Women's Festival Day. Okay, it is what do I call it? What I call it as economics for everyone, evaluating economic activity, home economics. Basically, we are going to talk about housewives' contribution to the economy. Let us start with the discussion. We actually, as you can see in the image of shared images, you can see how the role of housewives over a period of time has changed, has transformed in a larger extent. Generally, even now, won't be surprised to see that statement, which says that very clearly, I don't work, I'm just a housewife. The above statement is often spoken and heard expression. Does that mean the housewife does not contribute? And that's a statement even by the housewives we normally talk about. Now let us consider this regular scenario in the household. And let us take the Indian scenario. Shanti is a 45-year-old housewife living in rural village of India. She hails from a lower middle class family. She was educated up to 5th grade and got married while she was 15 years old. Her husband has a small goods shop at the village and stays in the city 100 kilometers away from the home. They have 3 children. Her day is always busy. Her daily routine involves getting up at 5 in the morning. After sweeping the house and straightening up, she sweeps the yard to keep out the dust. Early in the morning, she milks the family's cows and sends the milk to the cooperative. Takes her bath and starts preparing for the morning breakfast. After preparing breakfast, she washes the dish, cleans the kitchen, prepares the food for the cattle, and then cleans the cattle shed. By this time, it is almost late morning. She starts preparing for the lunch by cleaning, cutting, and washing vegetables. Then prepares the meal. She has to ensure that her family gets lunch at the right time, as her son needs to get back to his work at the field, in the field. She also works for on the farm. She is fortunate that family has a borewell and makes it easier for her to collect water. Previously, they did not have one, and she had to queue for hours in order to get water. She prefers to rest or sleep whenever she has some time off from work. The above case is part and parcel of many Indian housewives, the way of life for millions. Consider the statement made by Supreme Court a few years ago. According to the Apex Code, housewives are an invaluable unpaid resource, definitely not unproductive. This statement was made in the context of census report a few years ago, which is clubbing housewives with many other informal sector players, including beggars, prisoners in the census. The court stated that such categorization of women is totally irrational and insensitive. According to census, the logic behind clubbing housewives along with the beggars and others stems from the fact that none of them directly contributes to the economy. So in simple terms, it states that all 3 categories of people are unproductive. Critics of this report also point out that when common statistics tell us more and more women are unemployed, it shows blindness to the fact most women do important work for long hours at home. Why does this question comes? Let us look at some of the discussion to understand the conceptual framework of how economists value economic productive goods and non-productive. That's very important for us to understand. Demarcation of productivity. In economics, the distinction between productive and non-productive activity is crucial to the basic concepts of national income account. A productive activity in its broadest sense can be defined as one which involves the use of scarce resources in the provision of goods and services to satisfy human wants. However, according to some economists, not all activities that result in human satisfaction can be included in the definition of productive activities for the simple reason that it will make the concept too far-fetched to be subjected to any meaningful measure. A line of demarcation has therefore to be carefully drawn between those activities that can be called productive in the sense that their contribution can be included in the computation of national income and other activities of more general nature which are to be excluded from national income accounting. As a general rule, according to economics theory, all activities resulting in the production of marketable goods and services are included in the calculation of national income. However, the institution of market, which lies in the root of conventional distinction between productive and non-productive activities or between economic and non-economic goods, has gradually failed to provide an effective line of demarcation because, for example, is a classic theory that economists put forward between the chef and the homemaker. Chef cooks in the hotel, so is incomplete in economic terms. He is involved in economic transaction, so he's doing a productive work. Whereas the housewife mother who cooks at home does not get paid for that. It does not involve the whole activity, does not involve in monetary transaction. So it is not part of it. Economists have been questioning for time to time. Is such a okay? What kind of logic which determines the categorization? All those debates which keep on coming. So what is happening? So how do we sort out this? So how do we treat this marketable versus non-marketable? There are many other issues which come. Not that all marketable things are productive, or non-marketable are non-productive. So there are many illegal activities, either a lot of money transaction. We call them productive. Similarly, a lot of consumption and production activities by homemakers, housewives, mothers contribute immensely to the family are actually productive. It doesn't go into the marketable economic. So we need to have some kind of valuation. So according to experts, a woman as a housewife contributes to society directly by providing sound foundation for a well-knit family unit, unstable society, and indirectly in the development of the society by giving it confident, encouraged, and responsible young citizens. She inculcates positive qualities in children, which once imbibed inevitably become part of their nature and prove guidelines for their wholesome behavior pattern. The list goes on. Managing domestic help can be a full-time job in itself and doesn't substitute for everyday drudgery of the housework that a housewife still performs. Housewife, homemaker help to ensure the smooth functioning of the household. But the work they perform isn't recorded in economic activity, as you also. What are the ways to overcome that? A housewife generates in each and every member of a family a feeling of being wanted and loved. There are so many ways that she contributes. Now, economists have been debating it, as I told you, in a long time. Today's the role of housewife has certainly changed over time. Family structures have evolved, okay, often with two incomes in each household. But to that extent, that's what we say housewives has the role of managing both at the profession and at the home. Okay, these are the things. What do you value? Now, having known the immense contribution of the housewife, the question which arises is how do we value them? The best question of life has the most complicated answers. How do we going to value them? So economists have argued two different methods of measure the value of housewife: opportunity cost method and what do they call as the replacement cost method. These are some of the methods they. What are these methods? The fundamental idea behind the opportunity cost method is what does the household sacrifice by having the wife stay home to work? In other words, what is the opportunity cost of housewife's time? Female worker is earning X rupees per hour and she decides to forgo an hour of work to the because the cost of the task is X rupees. The economist then says the X rupees measures the value of an hour of housewife services. The replacement cost problem was how much would it cost to replace the services of housewife? The idea being one could go into the marketplace, find the wage of nannies, cooks, and then use these wages as value for services. Sometimes the average is used. Sometimes the wage within specific specialty is used. So both these costs are enormous. That talks about the immense economic contribution of housewives in the family and overall the national GDP economic growth. So this has to be, so as we say in the last few minutes, housewives' contribution to the quantitative contribution, uh, family and economy is immense, which is not fully realized and appreciated. Let us learn to appreciate, understand all these issues. That's what the whole is all about. It. This issue is not just national; it's also global issue that we need to realize that homemakers are the foundations of society. In order to truly understand the needs and capacities of communities and nations, their work needs to be recognized and valued. Thank you.